May Day, and it was called the Evil May Day, because there was them bloody foreigners there. And English people are a bit allergic to bloody foreigners. The Shakespeare one is funny because the mob is rioting and they're looking for people to kill, houses to burn, people to rape. You know, they're just going through the town. And they're a mob and a riot. And then Sir Thomas More, who was the sheriff at the time, has to come out and go, guys, for God's sake. And then he does the famous speech. This is a very unique speech in that it's the only bit of Shakespeare's handwriting that we have, because it's a foul paper, which means rough draft. And they just simply didn't have any Shakespeare beside his name. And then this just shows you the nature of Elizabethan playmaking, because it's an old play that hasn't succeeded, and it's 10 years old. And they say, Shaky, can you do something with the Moore speech? And Shaky goes, all right, leave it with me. And he writes it. And that's the bit that we actually have, Shakespeare's writing and the Thomas More speech. And then there's about 7 other people writing the same play. And the bit, they bring it to the censor, and the censor goes, no way are you going to put that in, about the riots and English people killing foreigners and kicking them out and stuff like that. So the play didn't go anywhere despite that. But this is the bit that they have. So if you can be rabelesque, I would appreciate that. So, you know, go tell me to fuck off. Kill the bastards! Kill the foreigners! Kill the actors! Remove them! So this is Moore. Moore comes in and he says, all right, grant them removed, and grant that this, your noise, had chid down all the majesty of England. Imagine that you see the wretched strangers, their babies at their backs and their poor luggage, plodding to the ports and coasts for transportation, and that you sit as kings in your desires, authority quite silent by your brawl, and you in a ruff of your opinions clothed. What have you got? I'll tell you. You had thought how insolence and a strong hand should prevail, how order should be quelled, and by this pattern not one of you should live an aged man. For other ruffians, as their fancies wrought, with self-same hand, self-reasons and self-right, would shark on you, and men like ravenous fishes would feed on one another. Say now the king should so much come too short of your great trespass, Jeff, you making all that noise, as but to banish you. Whither would you go? What country? By the nature of your error, should give you harbour. Go you to France or Flanders, to any German province, to Spain or Portugal, nay, anywhere that not adheres to England. Why, you must needs be strangers. Would you be pleased to find a nation of such barbarous temper that, breaking out in hideous violence, would not afford you an abode on earth? Whether the tested knives against your throat, spurn you like dogs, and like as if that God owed not, nor med not you, nor that the claimants were not all appropriate to your comforts, but chartered unto them. What would you think to be used thus? This is the stranger's case, and this your mountainous inhumanity. So as you can see, from 1517, and that's what he's writing about. Moore is long dead by that time. And then you get Shakespeare's time, and the Flemish weavers have come over, and people are rioting and going, kill the foreigners. And they actually say, one of the big things they have against the foreigners in the play is, they eat parsnips. Come over here, they take our jobs, they eat parsnips and foreign muck like that. And you think, oh! Samantha Power of the United Nations does that speech and claims that, wow, look, 1517, and we haven't changed. So if your refugees are a Flemish weaver or somebody from Lombard, and people are rising up and going to kill them, think Syria, think Iraq, think humanity just doesn't change. That's a horrible, horrible thing altogether.
I like that line, if I've got it right. Not any country that does not adhere to England. That's a good idea, adhering to
There's other bits that I left out. It was all about cutting throats and blah, 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 and kill the bastards and all that. And,
I'm absolutely fascinated by the parsnips, because,
yes.
as you know, I used to live near the borders, what used to be Flanders.
Yes.
And I actually had to get the dictionary and show my French neighbour what a parsnip, a panay, was.
Yes.
He'd never seen a parsnip.
Well, in this case, Shakespeare actually got it wrong. I think he meant potato, because potato was the new vegetable that had come in back then. So, but he says parsnip and the bloody foreigners ate parsnips. Parsnip sounds more funny than potatoes to me, because we all eat potatoes now. But to accuse someone of being a parsnip eater, you come over here, you bloody parsnip eater.